Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, I just wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas today. And today is actually Christmas Day, and that I'm filming. And I just wanted to get on the camera really quick and wish you all the best. It's been a busy season, so I have been away for a while. I apologize again, but I wanted to let you know that. First of all, thank you so much for all of my regular viewers and all the support that you have shown me. I really appreciate it. And the more this channel grows, the more I will be able to devote more time to it. So, if there is more need, then I will be able to divert more of my time to the channel. And so I do always appreciate all the support that you show, all the likes, all the subscribes, all the comments. I love reading your comments. So thank you so much for that. And just wanted to wish you good health and just the very best of everything. I know that holiday season can be a bit difficult sometimes because of past memories or whatnot, and or just being alone. Maybe you happen to be alone this year, and so I wanted to just tell you thank you. I've been thinking of you all, and I hope you're well this season. And I wanted to let you know that if all goes according to plan, that I hope to do a daily upload for a little while. And the reason is that I find that after the holidays, it tends to get a little bit gloomy. And I also find that, like the end of the winter season, I know we just started the winter season, but just to give you an example, the end of the winter season tends to be a bit gloomy for me. So what I did last year was between like end of January, especially February, and then into March, it just feels like the winter's dragging on. And I love the winter, but even for me, sometimes it gets to be a little bit challenging. So anytime that, I feel if you're feeling, lonely or gloomy, sad or angry or upset, it takes energy, to feel those things. So what I do is I try to put that energy into something productive, and I always feel better for it. So last year, what I did was I made a few goals for myself, especially those things that seem to constantly be on your to-do list and you never get them off your to-do list. So I had a whole list of these things that I would really love to do, and I started to just get them done. And what I found that in previous years, these certain time period seemed to drag on for a long time, but that year, my goodness, the time flew by and spring rolled around so fast. Spring usually brings a lot more activity, especially as a musician, as a violinist. Spring usually also brings concerts, competitions, sometimes auditions are in that time period. So, or at least they start in the spring. So it's usually a very busy time. So, why not get ready, early, get ready in advance, put everything in order, get tidy up your mind, tidy up your home. What I hope to do is do a bit of a daily upload, because I find that especially right after Christmas time, it tends to be a little bit kind of, not as exciting, right? It's always fun to lead up into the holiday season. And then afterwards, it seems like, it's just a little bit kind of slow and quiet. One topic I've had on my mind is, how to chart your progress. So I get this question a lot, and I know a lot of you viewers are self-taught, and or you might be a teacher and want to see, how's your student doing, or you might be a parent. Most of the time I get this question from parents, like, how do I know if my student is progressing at the right pace? I'll show you like on a small scale and then on larger scales what you might do. And if this is a topic you'd like more details on, I can definitely speak more about it and give you more, applied, solutions to whatever questions you may have. So first of all, on a smaller scale, my parents, the parents of my students, they often tell me, you know what, I don't know anything about violin, I'm not a musician, or that my student has progressed so much, I'm not able to help them anymore. But one way you could help them is if you just listen to them. So if you're putting in a practice session, if you're the student, you're practicing whatever you're working on, whether it's be like your Sevchik exercise or your sight reading exercise or your scale or your piece, whatever that is, if you decide to work on that for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, you should be able to tell that there has been some improvement by the time you're done. It seems so silly, but it's very, very, very true. A lot of students go into practicing and they just feel like they have to clock in and clock out, so they don't think about this aspect. But you should really be able to tell afterward that you have made progress. So what you could do is, maybe if you have a student at home, you have your child play for you, and then they go and they practice that thing they just played for you. And then after whatever set amount of time, they come back and they play for you one last time. So it's like bookends, you start by playing it for you and then you end by playing for you. And knowing that they know somebody's going to listen to them, it kind of makes them practice in a better way, and they're actually getting something accomplished during that time. And so that's an easy way. Even if you don't know too much, your parent, you don't know very much about music, you can pretty much tell usually if whatever that thing is, if it sounds good or not, or if you can tell any difference. Another thing you could do is, if you're not sure how well you're progressing, you can gauge it by scales. So if you're able to play like 5 scales, for example, and after a few months have passed, you can play more scales, you've added more scales to your list, to your repertoire, then you are progressing. Every scale is different, and each scale gets harder and harder and harder. I think I have a scale video where I'm just sitting down and talking about scales. I believe in that video, I'll have to double check that. I tell you what is kind of like a good order in which to learn the scales, because they definitely have different difficulty and different challenges. And so if you're able to, plug along and learn all the scales, every single key that exists, then you're doing pretty well. If you're not able to, you should start from the beginning and, play every scale you're able to, and then keep a running tally. If you can play all the 1-octave scales or many 1-octave scales, sometimes you can just go straight to the 2-octave scales, then you should try to learn every 2-octave scale. I would highly recommend that. And I have every scale tutorial available for you. They're very old. I hope to, get them redone, but they're still useful. So if you'd like some help, please go and watch them. They're some of my most watched videos. And then you could learn the 3-octave scales. And if you've learned several 3-octave scales, usually I have my students learn the arpeggios that accompany them. Another way to gauge your progress is to consult method books or things like Suzuki. If you can play most of the pieces in Suzuki Book 1, right, then you know that you're up to a certain skill level. If you're not able to play many of the songs in Book 2, then that's kind of where you're at, and you want to try to learn a few. And then if you're able to play several of those, then maybe you can check out Suzuki Book 3. It doesn't have to be Suzuki. There are a lot of method books, and they're the only issue about that is that you have to understand there are plateau pieces. And so let's say you have a 1 volume, like let's say Suzuki Book 2. Some of the pieces in there are pretty easy, and some of them are pretty difficult. They don't go in an actual, like a progressive level at all times. Generally, they progress at the correct level, but once in a while, there'll be a few pieces thrown in there, and that's what I call plateau pieces, where the harder pieces, you actually have to learn new skills in order to play that piece, but a plateau piece doesn't have that many new skills, and it's generally kind of easier and lighter and more fun, and you can kind of get through the piece faster. And what it's there for is for you to just use the tools that you have learned so far. Finally, the last thing you could do is consult syllabi. So any established like music school or a thing like that, or something like that, like a program, they have a syllabus. And some popular ones are ABRSM, Royal Conservatory of Music has one based in Canada, but they have programs in the US and I'm not sure what other countries, but you can access them online. And so you just type in Violin Syllabus and you just do some searches, and you can see like grade level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on. They tell you what you should be able to play for every level. So that's also, a good way to kind of consult and see where you are. But anyway, hope that helps. I wanted to just share that with you, let you know. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely holiday today. I hope you're well, and I just wanted to spend a little bit of time with you chatting about this. So anyway, I hope to have a slow day today, spend some time with my dog, and maybe do some cooking, and just have a quiet day. And so I hope that you enjoy yours as well. I think I'm losing a lot of sunshine right now. So anyway, perfect time to sign off. Okay, hope to see you again tomorrow for the daily video. Okay, take care.